What a World Cup! What a dream World Cup it's been for the India women, registering their first ever World Cup Women's World Cup victory. And Harmanpreet becomes only the third captain after MS Dhoni and Kapil Dev to win a World Cup. And it looked like a distant dream for India. Not before the campaign, but in the middle of the campaign when they lost to Australia, England, and South Africa in three back-to-back matches against the arguably against the three strongest teams, and they just didn't look like they could win against the stronger teams. They came close. They came very close. They came close to winning against Australia, closer against England, and closer against South Africa. But they just couldn't pull it off. And at that point, it looked like they needed to pull off something special to even make it to the semi-finals. But they did win against New Zealand at Navi Mumbai. They made it to the semi-finals, and they had to face the mighty Australians, and they hadn't lost a single match in the previous few World Cups, and they had won the World Cup as well, not to forget. And they were just in such good form that it almost looked impossible that they could even make a mistake on field, and they made multiple on that day. Pressure does things to you. And you can't say it was India's day, because cricket is not won on luck, it's won on skill. And it was India's day purely by skill. 339, they chased it down. Jemima Rodriguez played the innings of her life. It was just magnificent to watch. I honestly didn't expect them to chase 340, and I didn't expect them to stop Australia before 350, but they still managed to get to 340 on a batting paradise at Navi Mumbai. But the dew came in, and after Shefali and Smriti got out early in the second innings, I had just really just lost hope. But the partnership from Harmanpreet and Jemima gave us actually they gave us hope, and they pulled it off in the end. And that must have been the moment, the pivotal moment, that they must have thought, now it's our World Cup to lose. We've beaten Australia. We'd lost to the stronger teams. We had lost to South Africa in the league stages, but we've defeated the nearly invincible Australians. And we can do this now. Nobody can stop us. And that is exactly what happened in the finals, with South Africa unfortunately once again losing in an ICC finals. But they have won the WTC, but in white balls unfortunately they've been coming really close, but falling just short of the finishing line. And that happened again for the South Africans. But nevertheless, an ultimate World Cup for Laura Woolwart. She had the best World Cup in terms of runs in the history of women's World Cups, scoring almost 570, 580 odd runs. That too in just 8 or 9 matches. That was just incredible, man. I mean, um, the men played 11 matches, including the finals, and she would have easily breached the 700 mark, and that was almost Virat Kohli level performance in the 2023 World Cup. It was that good. Back to back hundreds in the semis and the finals. Not just hundreds, but also almost match winning hundreds. It was definitely a match winning hundred in the semis, but it was a lone effort. It went in vain in the finals, and scoring at more than 100, and scoring despite wickets falling at the other end. It takes guts. It really takes skills, guts. It takes everything. And Laura has it in her, has it. And she's just 26. She might end up as one of the highest scorers in the history of world cricket, just based on her ODI statistics, because she already has 5,500 odd runs, and she's around I think 2,300 runs behind Mithali Raj, who is the highest ever in ODIs. So she mostly will break that record. Just incredible, man. And Deepti Sharma delivered a Yuvraj Singh kind of performance, taking 20 plus wickets and 200 plus runs. It's not easy. 20 plus wickets and 200 plus runs, and crucial, a match winning fifer and a 58, a runner ball 58. It has never happened in the history of cricket, men or women, that a player has taken a fifer and scored a half century in a final match. And Deepti Sharma did that. um, she absolutely deserved it. The way she batted, without her contribution, they wouldn't have reached to a competitive total of 300. Without her fifer, they wouldn't have taken half the wickets. But she did so well, and she's been performing consistently throughout the World Cup. Important runs down the order, in the middle order. Doesn't matter where she plays, she scores runs. Doesn't matter when she bowls, she takes wickets. She bowls with a good economy. Very very talented cricketer, probably one of the top cricketers in women's cricket right now. One of the top players, definitely, along with a few more like Smriti Mandhana, Laura Woolward, and Alisa Healy. Some of their bowlers, Elise Perry, definitely one of the top cricketers. But they started pretty well, India. I was hoping that they would pass, that they would cross 300 mark. But pressure does things to you, and it's not always that you cross 300 in an ICC final. And it's been 300 plus has been scored only once, and this would have been only the second time. And that when you have only scored 300 one or two times in the history of finals, it's not going to be an easy chase. No matter the bowlers, no matter the pitch, the the dew factor, the fielding, it was never going to be easy. But South Africa did start well, getting off to 50 odd in just under 9 or 10 overs. But that run out changed the momentum, and that gave India some hope that, if we continue taking wickets at regular intervals, because they bat deep. South Africa bat really deep, they bat till 9. And even the number 9 is a match winning player, Ladine de Klerk. Nadine, pardon me. Uh, and they believed, and Laura Woolward kept counter attacking them, and along with Brits, actually Brits got run out, and she's such a player that she could get out in the single digits for 2 or 3 matches, but she will score 2 or 3 tons when she crosses the single digits. She's such a player, and she had crossed the single digits. She could have easily gotten to a half century, or she could have had a big partnership with Laura, and maybe gotten the total much closer to India's, and with contributions from the middle order and the lower order as well. But Shafali Verma, Destiny had plans for her. She scored at a strike rate of 110. A very, very important, player of the match performance, 78 ball, 87, 7 fours, 2 sixes. Along with it, she was a part-time bowler. She's a part-timer. She had bowled just 14 overs before this World Cup, and she bowled 7 yesterday. That tells you a lot how much of a part timer she is, and she took extremely important wickets of loose and I'm sorry, of loose and Carp. Carp is a very dangerous player. She's had partnerships with Laura, with Brits. She took important wickets. She didn't leak a lot of runs, just conceded runs at an economy of just above 5, and she bowled well. It looked like, she was there to win it. She wanted to do it all alone. Be it batting, bowling, fielding, everything. She just wanted to be in the moment. She wanted to be the one who would win it for India, who would win their very first Women's World Cup, and she was the one. You know, but then Deepti Sharma delivered an outstanding performance. She picked so many wickets. She bowled at an economy of 4.1, and she picked 5 wickets in just under 10 overs. And not to forget Renuka Singh, she went wicketless, but she kept bowling in good areas. She kept, you know, she didn't concede any runs, just 28 runs in her 8 overs with 30 dot balls, the second most after Sri. Sri Charni also bowled well, but, maybe in her last over she conceded a few, but her last over wasn't even needed. She just bowled 9 overs because the match got over. Thanks to Deepti Sharma, she just kept taking wickets, and India pulled it off in the end, and Navi Mumbai erupted in joy. And the last two times finals There's been an ICC final in Mumbai, be it Navi Mumbai or Wankhede. India have won. So Mumbai is a good luck. It's a lucky charm for India. They had won the 2023 semi-finals, the men as well, against New Zealand. That was a pretty convincing victory. So Mumbai proves to be a lucky charm for India, and it was just brilliant to watch. All the emotions. The Pratika Rawal, she was in a wheelchair, but the emotions, she was so emotional. Unfortunately, she got injured, and it was like a blessing in disguise for Safari Verma. It couldn't have gotten any bigger for Verma, directly playing in the semis and the finals, and the player of the match performance in the finals. It's not like she has a very good record in ODI. She just averages about 24 before yesterday's innings. She has a very average. She's had a very average ODI career till now, and the same can't be said about her T20 career. But getting the chances, and making not just the most of it, but delivering a World Cup winning performance. That should give her confidence a huge boost. She's just 21, and a lot of people, they don't even make their debut at 21, and she's been a match winning performance for India in many of the white ball, especially T20s, because she entered the arena so early, and this should do wonders for her career and her confidence that she can make the comeback into the team again. She can play domestic cricket. She can practice her shots. She can practice her weaknesses. Fix her weaknesses, and she can get back into the playing 11. Nevertheless, every single person in the team contributed. It was a pretty average uh, performance by both teams in terms of catching. I don't know, it must be because of the dew, but the ground fielding was more than good, by both teams. It must be because the dew, the ball must be slipping out of the hands while catching, and it must be easier to dive because of the dew on ground, because there's less friction. That could be a case, but nevertheless, both the teams dropped catches. At one point, um, when Jemima dropped Nadine de Klerk's catch, I was like, that what did you just do? Did you just drop the World Cup? But I knew obviously that it was going to be difficult. She was alone. They were 8 down, and it would have taken a monumental effort from her to take South Africa over the line. But no, it was just India held the nerve better. Deepti held the nerve better. Harman held to the catch, the last catch. It was a tricky catch. She couldn't have India couldn't have afforded to drop that catch either. It's not like, they would have won anyway, even after dropping that catch. They needed to take the catches. They needed to take the catches to win the World Cup. Simple as that. And they did. Harmanpreet did. And very emotional scenes at Navi Mumbai. Totally deserved it. After losing, again, I'm saying it, after losing three back-to-back matches against the best teams in women's cricket right now, Australia, New Zealand, and South Africa. Australia, England, and South Africa. And then coming into the semi-finals with one of your best openers injured against one of the best teams in world cricket who have won the two-time defending champions. They've won the last two women's World Cups against Australia, against a very very strong side. All the odds against you. Uh, you know, Getting set a target of 340, almost impossible, never been chased in the history of women's cricket. And then coming in, chasing that, and then winning the World Cup, holding your nerve. It takes a lot of guts. It takes skills. It's not about the luck. It takes guts. It takes skills, and it was just very well deserved for India by India. Very happy for them. Rohit Sharma was emotional. He was looking up to the sky. He must be thinking, this could have been us in 2023 in Ahmedabad, but it was not to be. Nevertheless, they did win two ICC Cups after that. So maybe the loss of 2023, maybe it got healed by the next two wins, but it was just brilliant from India. But It was just brilliant for India, and this changes everything for Indian cricket. This will probably cause them, cause the rise of women's cricket in India, and uh, because of the rise of WPL, women's cricket has gained a lot of popularity in India and around the world. And now that they've won the World Cup, it should inspire a lot of confidence. And sometimes in India there's a mentality that girls shouldn't play cricket, women shouldn't be into these things. But hopefully this changes the mindset of the people, of the parents, of the kids who want to play cricket for India, who aim to play international cricket. They should change their mindset. But it's just been, historical performance. Just very good.